Gentlemen, what if I told you that the constant pressure in your lower belly, the sleepless nights running back and forth to the bathroom, and the slow fade of your energy are not an unavoidable part of getting older? What if I told you there is one simple, natural food that can begin shrinking an inflamed prostate in as little as 18 hours? I'm not talking about another prescription or some risky procedure. I'm talking about something you can pick up at any grocery store, something you may have enjoyed for years without realizing it holds the power to change your daily life. My name is Dr. Mohit Khera. For more than 30 years as a professor of urology and men's health specialist, I've sat across from thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and watched them reclaim their freedom, their comfort, and their vitality. I've seen them do it not by adding more pills to the cabinet, but by making small, strategic changes that allow the body to heal itself. Here's the part that still surprises many of my patients. This fruit works not just on your prostate, but on your heart, your brain, your circulation. It calms inflammation, restores healthy flow, and supports the strength every man deserves to keep. The medical journals confirm it, but because no one can patent a piece of fruit, you rarely hear about it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 powerful fruits that can protect and restore your prostate, including the one I've seen work in under a single day. Stay with me, because the way you eat them matters just as much as which ones you choose. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another prostate health tip made especially for men like you. And once you've heard what I have to share today, drop a 1 in the comments if it helped you, or a 0 if you think I can make it even better for you. Now, let's begin with the first fruit on our list. It's bright, refreshing, and something you've likely enjoyed countless times. Yet few men realize it holds the power to calm inflammation deep inside the prostate and set the stage for lasting relief and renewed vitality. 1. Citrus fruits, the anti-inflammatory kickstart. When I think about citrus fruits, I'm reminded of the bright scent of a freshly peeled orange in the morning, or the sharp, clean taste of lemon in a glass of water. These are simple pleasures, yet behind their fresh flavor lies a healing power that most men have never considered. I've had patients who thought citrus was just a nice way to start the day, maybe a source of vitamin C for the immune system, but when I explained how it could directly impact their prostate health, they were surprised, sometimes even skeptical, until they felt the difference themselves. Citrus fruits like lemons, oranges, and grapefruits are loaded with compounds called bioflavonoids, particularly hesperidin and naringin. These plant-based antioxidants do something remarkable inside your body. They fight oxidative stress in the delicate tissue of the prostate. Oxidative stress is a silent saboteur. It inflames and damages cells, setting off a chain reaction that keeps your prostate swollen and irritated. When bioflavonoids go to work, they help quiet that inflammation, allowing the prostate to begin returning to a healthier size. Then there's vitamin C, which most people think of only in terms of colds and flu. But in men over 60, vitamin C plays a far more important role. It supports the production of collagen in your blood vessels, keeping them flexible and healthy. That matters because when blood vessels lose flexibility, they create more resistance and pressure in the pelvic area, pressing against your prostate and making symptoms worse. By strengthening those vessels and improving blood flow, vitamin C helps relieve that pressure, making it easier to urinate and reducing those frustrating nighttime trips to the bathroom. I remember one man in his late 60s who came to me feeling completely drained. He was waking up 4 or 5 times each night, never getting a full stretch of sleep. He'd stopped playing his early morning rounds of golf because he was simply too tired. We started him on a simple ritual: half a lemon squeezed into warm water first thing each morning. Within 2 weeks, he told me he was only getting up once or twice a night, and he felt more rested than he had in years. The only change he made was that morning citrus routine. It may sound too simple to be true, but that's the beauty of it. Sometimes the simplest steps have the deepest impact. Citrus also boosts nitric oxide production in your body. Nitric oxide is a molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation not only to your heart and brain, but also to your pelvic region. Better circulation means healthier tissue function, including in the prostate. It also supports other aspects of male vitality that too many men quietly worry about but rarely talk about openly. Beyond the prostate, citrus offers benefits you'll notice in other parts of your life. It strengthens your immune system, helping you fight off infections more easily. It promotes healthy, vibrant skin by supporting collagen and protecting against free radical damage, which can make skin look tired or aged. Citrus even aids digestion by stimulating bile flow, improving nutrient absorption, and reducing bloating after meals. When your digestion is smooth and efficient, your whole body operates with less stress, leaving more resources for healing and repair. If you're wondering how to make citrus part of your daily life, start simple. Begin your morning with warm lemon water, about the juice of half a lemon in 8 ounces of warm water. Drink it slowly, letting it wake up your system. If you're sensitive to acidity, start with a smaller amount and gradually increase it, and always rinse your mouth afterward to protect your teeth from the acid. From there, you can add orange slices to your breakfast, snack on grapefruit, or use lime to season your meals. These small daily doses add up, delivering a steady stream of anti-inflammatory power to your body. What I appreciate most about citrus is how accessible it is. You don't have to search for it in specialty stores, and you don't need to take it in pill form. It's a whole, natural food that's been healing people for centuries. Ancient healers in the Mediterranean used citrus to purify and strengthen the body, while Roman soldiers carried lemon-infused water to maintain their strength and vitality on long campaigns. Today, modern science has caught up, confirming what tradition has known all along, that citrus is a powerful ally in keeping the body healthy and resilient, especially for men who want to protect their prostate as they age. But here's the key. Citrus is not a magic bullet on its own. It's the start of a chain reaction. By reducing inflammation and improving circulation, it sets the stage for other nutrients to work even more effectively. Think of it as preparing the ground before planting seeds. Once your body is in a less inflamed, better circulated state, other powerful foods can step in to provide even more targeted support for your prostate. And that brings me to the next fruit on our list. One that's small, bright green, and often overlooked, yet it contains an enzyme and nutrient profile that can attack inflammation from another angle entirely. Most men never think of it as more than a tangy snack, but once you understand what it does inside your body, you'll see why it's one of my top recommendations for prostate health. 2. Kiwi, the green anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Kiwi has always fascinated me. There's something about slicing into that fuzzy brown skin and revealing the bright emerald flesh inside that feels like uncovering a hidden treasure. For years, I thought of kiwi the way most people do, a sweet, tangy addition to fruit salads or a garnish for desserts. But in my decades of practice, I've come to see it as far more than a treat. Kiwi is one of the most overlooked therapeutic foods for men's health, especially when it comes to calming the inflammation that fuels prostate problems. I remember one patient in particular, a retired firefighter named Charles, 71 years old. He came to me frustrated and worn down. The constant urgency to urinate, the weak stream, and the pelvic pressure had turned simple pleasures, like fishing trips with his grandson, into exhausting ordeals. He'd tried medications, but the side effects left him dizzy and lightheaded. "Doc, I'm tired of trading one problem for another," he told me. That's when I suggested adding kiwi to his daily routine, not as a supplement, but as a fresh, whole food. He raised an eyebrow, probably thinking I'd lost my mind, but he trusted me enough to give it a try. Kiwi is packed with vitamin C, more than an orange, which acts as a shield against oxidative stress in prostate tissue. Oxidative stress is like a slow-burning fire, damaging cells and triggering the release of inflammatory compounds that keep the prostate swollen. By flooding your system with antioxidants, kiwi helps put out that fire. But vitamin C isn't working alone here. Kiwi also delivers vitamin E, potassium, and polyphenols, each of which plays a role in calming inflammation and supporting overall cell health. One of kiwi's most unique gifts is an enzyme called actinidin. While most people think of digestion as separate from prostate health, they're more connected than you might realize. Poor digestion allows toxins from the gut to seep into the bloodstream. a process that can trigger systemic inflammation, including in the prostate. Actinidin helps break down proteins more efficiently, reducing the buildup of these gut-derived toxins and easing the body's inflammatory load. I've seen this digestive support make a profound difference in how my patients feel, not just in their prostate, but in their energy and comfort throughout the day. Research backs this up. Studies on kiwi consumption show reductions in C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, two key inflammatory markers linked to prostate swelling. Lowering these markers is like releasing the pressure valve on a system that's been running too hot for too long. It gives the body room to heal. For Charles, the change was noticeable within weeks. His urgency lessened, his sleep improved, and by the end of the month, he was back on the boat with his grandson, this time without constantly scanning the horizon for the nearest restroom. Kiwi offers benefits that ripple out far beyond the prostate. Its natural serotonin precursors can improve sleep quality, and I can't overstate how crucial deep, restorative sleep is for healing. It's during the night that your body repairs tissue, balances hormones, and resets inflammation levels. Kiwi's potassium content supports heart health by helping to regulate blood pressure, and its compounds that modulate mast cell activity can make breathing easier, especially for men dealing with seasonal allergies or mild respiratory issues. Incorporating kiwi into your diet is simple. Eat one medium kiwi in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach when your body is primed to absorb nutrients. You can slice it and eat it with a spoon, add it to a smoothie with other anti-inflammatory fruits, or even blend it into your citrus water for an extra kick of flavor and nutrition. If the texture of the skin bothers you, peel it, but know that the skin contains valuable fiber and antioxidants, so keep it on if you can. What I love most about recommending kiwi is that it's gentle yet powerful. It doesn't overwhelm the system, and allergic reactions are rare. It's an easy, accessible fruit that can be found in nearly every grocery store, and it works quietly, building its benefits day after day. I've seen it help men who were convinced they'd never find relief without another prescription. And for those willing to be consistent, the payoff is real. Less inflammation, better flow, deeper sleep, and more energy to do the things they love. Kiwi is proof that healing doesn't always have to come from complicated regimens or expensive interventions. Sometimes it's about giving your body what it's been missing all along. When you combine the anti-inflammatory power of kiwi with the vascular support of citrus, you begin creating a foundation where the prostate can truly recover. But there's another fruit I want to share with you, one that not only helps calm the prostate, but can also transform your nights by helping you sleep soundly and wake up with more energy than you've felt in years. It's a fruit with a deep, rich color and a secret weapon against one of the most overlooked causes of prostate discomfort. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at it the same way again. 3. Cherries, the sleep and flow restorer. Cherries have a way of evoking nostalgia for me. I think of warm summer afternoons, a bowl of fresh cherries on the table, and that deep red juice staining your fingertips. But beneath that sweet memory lies a fruit with some of the most impressive healing potential I've seen for the prostate. Most men think of cherries, if they think of them at all, as a seasonal indulgence, something you enjoy for a few weeks in summer and then forget. Yet, after decades of working with older men struggling with prostate issues, I've learned that cherries can be a quiet, powerful ally, especially for restoring urinary flow and helping you sleep through the night. I'll never forget Harold, a 74-year-old retired engineer who came into my office looking utterly exhausted. He told me he hadn't slept more than 2 hours at a time in years. Every night was the same, up to the bathroom, back to bed, drifting off, then waking up again with that nagging urge. He was worn down, and the constant disruption to his sleep was eroding his health and his spirit. I asked him about his diet, and when I mentioned tart cherries, he looked puzzled. "Cherries? For my prostate?" he asked, but he was willing to try. What makes cherries so remarkable is their rich supply of anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep, ruby color. These compounds are potent anti-inflammatories, and they have a specific talent for targeting the COX-2 enzyme. COX-2 is one of the body's key drivers of inflammation, and when it's overactive, It can cause swelling in prostate tissue that makes urination more difficult and uncomfortable. By naturally reducing COX-2 activity, cherries help ease that swelling, opening up the urinary channel and improving flow. But cherries don't stop there. They're also one of the few natural sources of melatonin precursors, which help regulate your sleep-wake cycle. For men like Harold, this is a game changer. Restoring deeper, more consistent sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about giving the body time to repair, balance hormones, and reset inflammation levels. Within 3 weeks of adding a small glass of tart cherry juice to his morning routine, Harold was down to 1 or 2 trips to the bathroom at night instead of 5. He told me he felt human again, and the brightness in his eyes that day was proof enough for me. Cherries also support vascular health, keeping blood vessels flexible and improving circulation throughout the body, including the pelvic region. This is essential not only for prostate function, but for maintaining male vitality in every sense of the word. Poor circulation can silently worsen prostate symptoms and reduce energy levels. Cherries help reverse that process, nourishing tissues with better blood flow and oxygen delivery. Another unique benefit of cherries is their gentle diuretic effect. Many diuretics, whether from medication or certain herbal sources, can lead to dehydration or electrolyte imbalance, problems that can hit older adults especially hard. Cherries manage to encourage healthy flushing of toxins and excess fluids without stripping your body of essential minerals, which makes them a safe and effective choice for long-term use. Incorporating cherries into your diet doesn't have to be complicated. When they're in season, fresh cherries are a delight. Just remember to remove the pits. In the off-season, frozen cherries retain most of their nutrients and flavor, and unsweetened tart cherry juice is an easy way to get a concentrated dose of their active compounds. I often recommend adding them to breakfast or blending them into a smoothie. For men concerned about sugar, tart cherries are naturally lower in sugar than sweet varieties, and choosing unsweetened juice can keep the impact on blood glucose minimal. What's most striking to me about cherries is how quickly some men feel the difference. While results vary, I've had patients report noticeable changes in urinary flow and nighttime comfort within days. For others, it's the improved sleep that they notice first, and everything else follows from there: better mood, more energy, less tension. It's a reminder that the body's systems are interconnected. When one improves, it can set off a chain of positive changes elsewhere. I've seen cherries help men regain more than just physical comfort. They regain a sense of control over their lives. When you're no longer tethered to the bathroom or dreading the night ahead, you start to reclaim activities you once avoided. I've watched patients go back to travel, hobbies, and social events they'd given up simply because they weren't worried about constant interruptions anymore. Cherries may seem humble, but their impact can be profound. They work quietly, without fanfare, to restore balance and reduce the inflammation that's been undermining your quality of life. And when you pair cherries with other anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense fruits, you create a broader shield of protection for your prostate and your overall health. Now, while cherries can work wonders on their own, there's another group of fruits that take antioxidant defense to a whole new level. They don't just help calm an irritated prostate, they protect it like a fortress, shielding it from the daily wear and tear that comes with aging. These small, colorful fruits have been shown to boost circulation, sharpen your mind, and stabilize your blood sugar, all while quietly supporting your prostate in ways most men never imagine. And once you know which ones to choose, you'll see why I recommend them to nearly every patient I treat. 4. Berries. The antioxidant guardians. When I think of berries, I think of mornings at my grandmother's table, a bowl of freshly picked blueberries or raspberries waiting for me, the sweet aroma filling the kitchen. Back then, I only cared about the taste. I didn't know that these little bursts of flavor carried within them some of the most potent natural medicines nature has to offer, especially for a man's prostate. Over the years, I've come to see berries not just as healthy snacks, but as powerful protectors, quietly defending the body from the slow, damaging effects of inflammation and oxidative stress. The prostate, like every other organ, is under constant attack from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and fuel chronic inflammation. Left unchecked, this process can cause the gland to swell, disrupt urinary flow, and even contribute to more serious health risks. What makes berries unique is their dense concentration of antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins and polyphenols, that neutralize these free radicals before they can do harm. Each berry brings something special to the table. Blueberries, with their deep blue hue, are rich in anthocyanins that boost nitric oxide production, improving circulation to the pelvic region. This means better oxygen delivery, healthier tissue function, and support for both urinary and sexual health. Strawberries contain ellagic acid, a compound that helps regulate abnormal cell growth, a quiet but vital line of defense for the prostate. Raspberries are loaded with ketones known for their anti-inflammatory effects, helping to ease swelling and discomfort. And blackberries, often overlooked, provide tannins that strengthen connective tissue in the pelvic floor, which can help relieve tension and improve support for the bladder and prostate. I remember a patient named William, 72 years old, who came to me frustrated by constant urgency and fatigue. He felt like he was losing control over his body, and the frustration was starting to spill into his mood and relationships. Instead of adding more medication to his list, I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a handful of mixed berries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. 2 weeks later, he returned with a smile I hadn't seen before. The urgency had eased, his mind felt clearer, and his energy had improved. He told me it was like someone had flipped a switch inside him. The benefits of berries go far beyond the prostate. They protect your heart by helping regulate blood pressure and improving the flexibility of blood vessels. They nourish your brain with compounds that enhance cognitive function and protect against age-related decline. They even help stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing the spikes and crashes that can sap your energy and increase inflammation. For men over 60, this trifecta, heart health, brain health, and metabolic stability, is essential to maintaining vitality. What I love about berries is their gentleness. They're easy on the digestive system, even for men who struggle with acidity or sensitive stomachs. They're versatile. You can eat them fresh, frozen, or even steep them in water for a refreshing, nutrient-infused drink. They're also low in calories but rich in fiber, which supports healthy digestion and keeps you feeling satisfied without overloading your system. Berries work best when eaten consistently. A handful a day, about a cup, is enough to keep a steady flow of antioxidants moving through your bloodstream, protecting tissues and calming inflammation day after day. You can toss them into your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or eat them alongside a slice of whole grain toast. In summer, fresh berries are a treat. In winter, frozen berries are just as powerful, often picked and preserved at their nutritional peak. There's also something psychologically powerful about eating foods this vibrant and colorful. Bright blues, reds, and purples on your plate are a reminder that you're actively choosing to take care of yourself. That kind of intentionality matters because health isn't just about the nutrients you take in, it's about the daily choices that reinforce your sense of control over your body and your life. I've seen men regain confidence simply by knowing they're doing something proactive for their health every day. And when that something tastes good, is easy to find, and works quietly in the background to protect your most important systems, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a cornerstone of your lifestyle. Still, as powerful as berries are, there's one fruit that stands apart from all the rest. It's the one I've seen work faster than any other, sometimes within 18 hours, bringing real relief to men who thought they were out of options. It hydrates, it reduces inflammation, and it carries a compound so potent for prostate health that researchers have been studying it for decades. And when you combine it with just the right kind of healthy fat, its power multiplies, making it a true game changer. Let me introduce you to the fruit I consider the prostate's fastest-working natural ally. 5. Watermelon, the lycopene leader. There's something almost childlike about biting into a slice of ripe watermelon on a hot summer day. The sweetness, the cool juice running down your chin, the way it seems to quench your thirst instantly, it's pure nostalgia. But what most men over 60 don't realize is that watermelon isn't just a refreshing treat. For the prostate, it's one of the most powerful natural healers you can put on your plate. I've seen it work faster than almost anything else in my 30 years of practice, sometimes bringing relief in less than a single day. The secret lies in a compound called lycopene, the pigment that gives watermelon its vibrant red color. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant with a special affinity for the prostate. When it enters your system, it helps calm the chronic inflammation that keeps the glands swollen and irritated. It works deep in the tissue, reducing oxidative stress and supporting healthy cell function. And unlike many other antioxidants, lycopene tends to accumulate in the prostate, building up a natural reserve of protection. One patient who will always stand out to me is Robert, a 68-year-old retired pilot. He came to me after years of dealing with frequent urination, weak flow, and the constant anxiety of wondering where the nearest bathroom was. Medications had given him partial relief, but the side effects left him feeling sluggish and foggy. I suggested something he didn't expect. Start every morning with a bowl of fresh watermelon, paired with a small handful of almonds. Within 2 days, he called my office, excited. "Doc, I don't know if it's in my head, but last night I only got up once." By the end of the week, he was sleeping through the night more often than not. Part of watermelon's magic is its combination of lycopene and hydration. Being over 90% water, it gently flushes the urinary tract, helping to clear irritants without overburdening the kidneys. For older men, maintaining hydration without stressing the body is crucial, and watermelon strikes that balance perfectly. The water content keeps you refreshed, while the lycopene quietly works to soothe inflammation. Another reason watermelon works so well is bioavailability, the body's ability to absorb and use a nutrient. Lycopene in watermelon is already in a form your body can process efficiently when eaten raw, and when you pair it with a healthy fat, like nuts, seeds, or a drizzle of olive oil, you can triple your absorption. This is why I often recommend combining watermelon with a handful of nuts in the morning or blending it into a smoothie with a spoonful of flaxseed. The benefits don't stop at the prostate. Improved pelvic circulation from reduced inflammation often brings another welcome change: better erectile function. Men are sometimes shy to talk about this, but when blood flow improves in one part of the pelvic region, it benefits everything connected to it. I've had patients tell me they feel more alive, more confident, more like themselves again, and that renewed confidence tends to spill over into every area of life. Watermelon also supports cardiovascular health by protecting the lining of your blood vessels, which is critical for both heart and prostate function. It helps regulate blood pressure and supports muscle recovery after physical activity. In short, it's a fruit that gives back to your whole body, not just one part of it. Adding watermelon to your diet couldn't be simpler. In season, choose a ripe melon that feels heavy for its size and has a creamy yellow spot where it rested on the ground. Cut it into cubes and store them in the fridge for easy access. Eat 2 to 3 cups in the morning, ideally after a glass of warm lemon water to prime your digestion and circulation. If cold foods bother you, let it sit at room temperature for 10 minutes before eating. And remember, consistency is key. Make it part of your daily routine, not just a once-in-a-while snack. What always amazes me is how quickly men